You've tuned into She's Such a Lady.
She's such a lady.
She's such a lady.
Welcome to She's Such a Lady.
She's such a lady.
Such a lady. It's your host, Al Jabbar.
And you have Free Lou. So thank you guys for tuning in with us. We have our background back this week, so we're super excited.
Look at me, silent excitement like I'm at work.
I know. We have silent cheers. Like, everybody show a silent cheer. Shout out to all the teachers who know anything about that, especially
Charter school teachers.
And you have your private school teachers too. Shout out to you guys. You guys work hard all week out there. So we want to show our product of the week. Well, our product of the week is Mane Choice. So Mane Choice is a really good product that is owned by a woman. She's African American descent, or she might be Nigerian descent. I'm not too sure. But that's neither here nor there. Mm-hmm. That's right. She does really good products which helps with hair growth and for edges. I don't have my edge control, but I can show you what the bottle looks like and what the oil looks like that you
For the growth oil.
Yeah, the growth oil.
This is our growth oil. Let me make sure I put it correctly for the camera person.
A little closer. It's called the Mane Choice. It has a beautiful purple and gold.
My favorite colors.
Mine too. That's why we here. It's really good. It really helps to keep your hair moisturized. If you know anything about your girl's hair, it is 1, dry. It is 2, not laying. So with this product, it's really helped to moisturize it. I have used less hair products this week with it. And as far as the edge laying down stuff, it's laid your girl's hair down good. Not today because I use it so much I can't find it.
Also, the growth oil, if you have short hair like me, is perfect for, like, I use a lot of dye.
Yeah.
And I constantly put chemicals in my hair, and the growth oil helps to restore it. So it's not brittle, but it's always still moisturized, has my little waves, because y'all know I got the tsunami and hurricane and ocean in my hair.
She does. And she has really good curly hair with, like, loose curl textures. I think I'm more of a, if you do the hair typing, 4A, 4B, 4C, because it's all over. She's more of a 3B hair texture. She has really loose curls, and I don't know when she's going to bring those curls back, but you got to bless us with that.
Got a comb. I would have to grow my hair out, and every time I get, like, my coworkers know, my best friend know, my family know, once I get to, like, a certain level, it will have, like, a little fro action, and it will be super curly. And then I start to be like, and I'm pulling, and I'm like, no, it's too long. Cut it off. Once you cut your hair, I promise you, never grow it back ever again. Never.
Yeah, because I love the haircut on her, and she's got the blonde, so we're always excited about the hair colors that she's going to bring to us.
All right.
So we talked about our product of the week, and now it is time for our
weekly shout out.
Go ahead. Who's shouting out this week?
I struggle dancing. Hold on. Is that the bounce? All right. So our shout out of the week goes to _Candy. She has, silent excitement again, charter school.
Really? We call this silent love.
Oh, silent excitement for us.
Silent love for you guys.
Yeah. She has been following us ever since we started as well. Likes everything we post, comments, very positive. And she's such a wonderful spirit that we have on our page.
Yeah, so shouts out again to you with some silent love to Call Her Candy. Wait, is it Call Her _Candy?
Call Her _Candy. You got it.
All right. So we did our shout outs. We did our product of the week. Now, how was your week, girl?
My week was a bit exhausting. Being a mom, which is, we're going to talk about in this show. Yeah, it takes a toll on you. Sometimes you just want to come home and hide in the bathroom. And then them little fingers go under the door and find you, and you're like, oh, man, they got me. But all is well.
So this week, I feel really blessed. I'm really super excited. My dad's vitals have been amazing. I was able to go to his follow-up appointments with him, which has been super great. So I'm truly blessed to have the opportunity to spend time with him, and that his health is doing well, because I love my old man. I don't want anything to happen to him.
That's some more private school, charter school teacher love for you.
You do silent snaps?
Well,
that's like poetry.
A snap not really silent, so.
Oh, well, I mean, I would like silent snaps in my classroom.
No. It's just some snaps of agreement.
Oh, see, we don't do that. I like the silent cheers because I don't want to hear anything. Because it's really hard to get them really back to focus when they do all that stuff. What's that, bunny ears? Or is that quotation?
I might disagree. Disagree.
Oh, see, y'all do that sign language stuff. I like the vocalness with the kids, but...
No, that's to tell you, I take my job everywhere I go. She talks to me and I'm like...
Silent connection?
No, well, silent
connection.
She's like, why you keep waving that finger at me?
I do too, and it's so funny. Like, for the teachers out there, you can always be found. I was in a coffee shop, and the woman asked for some kind of latte, and she was like this, and I was like, "Oh, you're a teacher." She's like, "How did you know?" I'm
That's
like,
that teacher language.
I see that silent connection, boo.
With you on it. All right.
Introduce the show.
All right. So our topic of the week is know your role.
Know your role in life. So it's a really fun topic that we decided to talk about just because we've had 3 podcasts so far, or 2. This is the, what is it, second or third?
Third.
This is our 3rd podcast. Sorry, guys. So we just wanted to have an opportunity for you guys to get to know us a little bit more personable, and just have fun with us while we're out here.
Yep. So here we go. When we talk about know your role, we want to get into things like what it's like to be married and have children or child, just a parent in general, having to go to work, working a full-time job, living the real life, Not saying that if you're a stay-at-home mom, no offense to anyone there that's that, but like when you go out and you got to come back home, or just say me or mom in general.
Yeah, it wouldn't be offensive because sometimes you stay at home mom too, so you fall into both categories.
Right. I just don't want anyone to misconstrue what I was saying.
You do both, so I don't think people would get misconstrued. And then on my end, when you don't have children, you're single, what that life is like between us. So that's a fun topic for us. What is that?
I think our tech guy pushed a button of sound.
It's okay, but you gotta do better with the sound. So into what we're talking about for today. So what is it like in your life, like day to day? What is it like with the children, the husband?
Well, let's see what a typical day is consistent of. When you come home and you know that...
No, don't. That's too late. Start early in the day. What's it like?
All right. Early in the day is getting dressed in the dark because you don't want to put the light on because the little child came in your bedroom in the middle of the night and you're like, oh, just stay asleep. Don't wake up. So you're getting dressed in the dark and you want to put the news on and you want to hear something about outside. So you can't raise the volume too loud.
Okay.
Right? And you want to get the weather because even though, like me, I wake up, first thing I do is check the weather on my phone. For some reason, I still don't get the full concept until the news person tells me on Channel 11 News. That's the only time I actually say, okay, that is the weather today.
Okay.
Right? So then you get dressed and, you want to creep out because you don't want to wake anyone up. Or you kiss your husband goodbye or whoever. And you get on your day. Morning rush traffic for me because I drive into Brooklyn where I work. So morning rush traffic. And then your day begins. Once you get that traffic in, you're like, oh, there goes my day.
Okay, and then what happens when you get home? You go to work.
Go to work,
the life of work. And
life of work of being a child, being a teacher. And then sometimes you're like, your child might be sick. So you're at work and you're battling, oh, my child is sick, but I know I have a commitment to my job of which I really care about also. So then that comes into balancing both worlds. Mm-hmm. And then the day is over and back again in that traffic. Me personally, I have like a little 5 to 8 minute window. If I get on the highway at about 4:00, anytime before, I'm going to say if I could get in at 4:10ish, life is great. 4:02 to 4:10ish is great. If you get on that highway, I promise you, that beautiful Belt Parkway, at about 4:13 or 4:18, your life is over.
Okay.
Now you got a whole hour and 30-minute drive sometimes home. Come home and I go to my kids. They run you at the door. You know, they can't wait for you to get home. Or if you pick them up from school, you got to go pick them up from the after school. And, you know, sometimes you get the little remark from the teacher.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, here we go. It's fine. Talk about it. And then you go home, get dinner out, bathe, bed, because you want your own time. And then once you get them bathed, you could lay on that bed like me. I like to drink some wine every now and then. It's very relaxing. Drink that wine, pour my husband a glass, and let's watch some television. And that's a great night for me. Like, that's fun.
Okay.
That's fun for me during the week. Like, we love that little moment to ourselves.
Okay. Well, for me, on the other hand, being that I am single, my day looks like this. I wake up. I set the alarm clock on snooze. I go back to sleep. I set it back on snooze. Go back to sleep. I do this about like 4 or 5 times. I'm really hard to wake up. And then I realize, holy crap, I've overslept. Now I've got to take a quick shower and like hop in the shower, get dressed. My baby is in the house with me, my cat. My cat will follow me around all day. He's crying because he wants me to feed him, so I feed him before I go. Sometimes I dog sit for my sister, so I have to take him out. He's an old man himself too. He's like really old in dog years. Like in human years, he's about 17 years old. So I had to let him out, bring him physically back in, wash my hands. By this time, I'm like running out the house, running for the train because I commute through train. I work and live in Brooklyn, so I commute through train. Deal with train traffic. Hopefully it's a good day because sometimes on my train, they have like the turn up in the morning, which is really exciting and fun. I do a lot of like listening to music, making sure I have everything down for work, go to work. Although I don't have the kids, I still try to balance like family life because I have an elder parent, as I explained to you guys before. So I'm always checking my phone to make sure like, oh my God, is the hospital or the clinic calling me? Just making sure everything's okay. Then I come home. If I'm having a really good day, I get myself a nice banana and Nutella crepe. If it's really stressful, I still get the banana Nutella crepe. I really like it.
Either way, she's getting the banana Nutella crepe. That's
Most
what she's
days
saying.
of the week, I really am. I do everything I have to do for the next day to make sure I'm prepared for work. And every here and there, I might unwind to a little wine, depending on the day. It's really rare for me. Only because I like to make sure I'm more of a junk food person. So I like my like ginger ale. Oh, they have this really good one. I see your stuff, but I like to just relax and chill and then start it all again tomorrow. So our lives are a little different as far as we prep, but like, how do you think your relationship is with single friends versus your married friends? Like, who do you think you have more in common with?
I would have to say I have more in common with probably someone that's married and have kids because we're on the same boat, parent, married. You're not only dealing with a child, you're dealing with your husband as well, which married women know can be a task at times.
Of course.
But it's, all love. But with the single friends, you're like, yeah, I remember that life. See, that word remember comes along because you're no longer single anymore, so life changes. And you're just like, yeah, girl. And you want to hear every single story because it gives you life. Not saying that you miss being single and you want to be single because you're happy with who you with. I'm happy, I know that. But sometimes you like to hear a good story.
And that's the same way I feel about you too, because like and it really depends for me on who I'm hanging out with the most, because my single friends are great. Remember, like, hey, you know what? It's a spare of the moment. Let me call you 20 minutes from now and like, let's go out and let's hang out all night and let's just have some adult fun. Whereas sometimes with single friends, they can be busy. They can they're dating, they're doing their own thing, or it's just sometimes a little harder to find those single friends. So then when I don't find them, I go to my married friends and I'm like, hey girl, let me come over and see you and the kids and stuff like that. And I love hearing her stories when she talks about her husband and her kids. I can listen to them. And when I go to her house to visit her husband and her kids, I'm like watching the kids all the time because they have like their own adult drama. And it's something that my single friends don't offer. So it depends on the day of the week what the plan is, but I get along with both.
All right. Do you feel that sometimes we live vicariously through each other?
I do, because there's a lot of times where I like, oh my gosh, what the kids are doing are so cute and they're so fun, and I just want to lift them up and cuddle them and pinch their little cheeks and get them dressed 5 times a day. And her husband are so cute with their little like affection and stuff, and you're like, oh, that's so nice and sweet. Until the kids, they turn up sometimes too. And I'm like, is it like WWF?
Oh, every parent knows that child will turn up on you sometime, and you're like, oh Lord, not now, Jesus, not now. But as you're saying not now, the turn up is coming. You're like, oh.
But it's fun because
It's not fun.
in my house it's just so quiet sometimes, and you want to see that action. It is fun though. I like it. They're so adorable, and when they fight, it's cute. And then they make up like 2 seconds later. So you see that little 2-minute action. See,
No.
She sees it all the time. I don't. So I still think it's cute.
Not fun. Drives you crazy, mommies out there? Yeah, them kids drive you crazy.
So do you think sometimes you would want to go back, or not go back, but have a time where you can say like, hey, I'm going to take these 2 days to myself, or I'm going to pretend to be not mommy today. Like, for instance, if the kids are going on vacation, do you enjoy those times?
They don't gotta go on vacation because every time I come home, I pretend I don't have kids because I go to the bathroom and I hide in the bathroom. And I get the knock, are you using the bathroom? I'm like, oh, how did you know I was in here? I don't put the light on purpose because in my house, you put the light on and have a vent in the bathroom. So when you put the light on, the vent comes on and make noise. So I go pick a bathroom in the house. No matter what bathroom I pick, they find me. And there's more than one bathroom in my house. But they find me and I'm like, oh my gosh. How did they know I was here? Because I know how to slip in the house and they'll be playing and I'm like, whoop, they don't know. Let me find a bathroom. Let me sit in there.
Well, you know what? I think that is a beauty in it though. Because when you come home as a single person, yeah, you can relax, but then sometimes it's quiet. And then sometimes too, that silence in the single person's home is just as loud as having kids. And you're like, man, I could like use some company or
I
something
can understand
like that.
Well, sometimes, parents out there, I know I'm very fortunate at times I get like a break. So a grandparent will take the child, or she would take children and watch them.
I do.
She take everybody children and watch them. Actually, she'll have a whole daycare walking with her and go walking, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Yeah, girl, come, girl, I got him ready. Go ahead, you got it, boo.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sometimes everyone needs a break, and I would never say I wish I'm not a parent. I love my kids. They make me who I am. Even on a bad day, like Brianna brings me up. Like, she just like, mommy, what are you doing? Why are you upset? You got this. And I'm like, yes, I do got this. You're right. And I just carry on with my day. But, every now and then, we need a break.
That's true.
That's where you come in.
Yeah. And I was going to say, like, when you're single, like you said, your daughter comes and she'll talk to you and she'll cheer you up. But when you're single, you got to give yourself them self-affirmations. Like, yeah, I can do this today. So it's nice. And then that's where you come in too. So then who is your first, like, point of contact if something's going crazy in the world? Is it your friends? Or is it the husband?
Oh, what's she trying to do here?
I mean, it's a spot question. Who's getting the information first, him or me? Which one? Think smart.
I swear we
Think
didn't
camera
practice.
smart.
I swear we didn't practice these questions. She trying to get me.
No, I didn't, because I want to know the truth. Who is it? Me or him? You better answer for smart for the camera, though.
I got you right now. I'll tell you who it is. The Lord Jesus Christ himself is the one who knows.
Amen.
Got you. Then after that, it depends, because if I'm mad at him or if I'm upset about something that happened, I would not tell him first, because sometimes men don't want to hear all of that in my feelings stuff.
And don't believe, we're just joking, guys, because she doesn't tell me first neither. So I think she really does go to the Lord. I usually hear about stuff, light stuff, not even the heavy stuff, because I'm like, I respect marriage, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to know. Maybe it's not a good thing for me. Keep me out of it. But she's really good with that. But it's just
sometimes you got to take a breather. So I can't, like me, if I'm really upset, the words come out and they ramble. And again, remember, I'm working on my bluntness.
Yeah.
And thinking of how to say what I feel and think in a way that's productive, that doesn't seem harsh, because I can be very harsh if I just say it. So I do actually just take it into myself. And then depending on what it's about, I'd probably call her and tell her.
She's like, she calls him first. I get the aftermath. And that's okay, because I respect marriage.
It depends, because if I'm upset with him, or, if we're in a disagreement, I don't want to say upset or mad, but if we're in a disagreement and we are not seeing eye to eye, I can't go to him with the feelings. That's, sometimes as women, we can be really emotional, and men just don't want to deal with all of those emotions. Sometimes they can't handle it, because to them, every day we got a problem. Every day is a feeling. Never approach them and say, you made my feelings feel, or never say, do you know how you made me feel when you said, as soon as you say that word, filled up, their ears is like, oh my God.
Really?
Oh, the famous one. Oopsie, look at, I'm so excited. My lipstick's still good. All right. The famous one is, can I ask you something?
Really? See, my go-to question that I try not to do that. Well, I'm not married, nor was I ever married, but I was engaged at one point in time ago. And what I would say was, hey, I need to talk to you. And I learned that that's the worst thing you can tell someone.
That's the, can I ask you something?
Yeah. So I'm like, I think, can I ask you something is much better than, hey, we need to talk. Or I need to talk to you about something.
Okay, so I'm going to step up with, can I ask you a question that I probably know the answer to, that I know the answer to already? Because most of the time we already know the answer. You just want them to tell you. You just want them to say it. And they're looking at you like, oh, crap, here we go.
Exactly.
Or if you like my husband, he never going to answer you when you say, can I ask you a question? He just going to look at you. He going to say, you took the time to ask me, can I ask you a question? Why you just didn't ask me the question?
That's true.
Because I don't know. I try to make it look good, but I'd probably make it worse.
But see, that's the fun thing where you can do in the marriage life too. Like, yeah, through single life, you can go out, you can date, you can, when, like, I have a lonely moment and I want to be around people, because a lot of times I don't always have to engage in conversation, but I, like, go out. Excuse me, I meet people. I try to have conversations, but they're all just like random conversations with just different people. So that's a cool thing, that even though you're married and it's like that dreaded conversation, it's still that like at home with somebody there conversation, which is cool.
I guess I can see that. But the good thing about being married and having a best friend that's not married is that you guys can share each other's views. So you get someone on the outside that's living a different life from you that can say, hey, well, you know what? I think you should reevaluate your thoughts in this way, because looking at it from the outside in, I can see why XYZ may have caused a conflict.
That's true. And then it's the same thing with me, where I'm having, if it's a situation where I'm dating someone, I can go to her and say, hey, this is what I noticed. What do you think? Because I always feel like it's better to get dating opinions from people who are married versus someone who's home and alone and bitter. I always feel like married people give the best advice because they've been there and they've done that. So she's like, my relationship guru kind of person. She doesn't like that, but I'm like, hey, I noticed this. What do you think?
I'm like, no, don't listen to me, girl. I'm married. I can tell you whatever the heck
But
I want
exactly,
to.
you're married, so you know the game. I haven't fully been there. I've been halfway there.
But
I
at the
haven't
same
gone over
time,
that.
I could tell you whatever I want to tell you. At the end of the day, it's not me.
Yes, but she does give good advice.
It's
Don't
not
listen
me.
to that. She
So
does
I
give
can
good
say whatever I
advice.
want to say.
That's true. And I mean, like, yeah, we'll make our own decisions, but sometimes when you see that person you may like, you get in the, oh, it's this and this, that, and this,
And
that.
I'm that
and
wake
that.
up call to boop, pop
See,
that
and
mother.
that's a good balance between the two of us. We look at things so differently, and where she is more vocal and I'm more, I guess, a little more timid
I'm just
person,
gonna move this
then I
glass
think
here because
it's
I don't
really
want to
good.
spill something. I'm sorry.
No problem. But I think it's like really good because we balance each other out with life. So do you ever feel like, even though you're married with the kids, do you ever feel like you're lonely or had that lonely moment sometimes?
Yes and no. Sometimes you have a situation that's happening and you can't tell the people in your household, Brianna is still little. I can't go to her because I don't want her to feel like she's my vent. She's still little. I want to be her rock. She's not my rock. I'm her protector. Her parents are her protector. Everyone, she's not for me to vent on. So I go through this situation and, you might tell your husband, your boyfriend, fiance, your life partner, whoever that person is. Sometimes you're telling them and you're talking, getting it all out, and they're looking at you like, and you're like, hey, I just did all this talking, but you're not saying anything. And they're like, well, I don't know how to relate. And when someone says, I don't know how to relate, it's like, wow, well, let me go sit back in my corner and we go talk to myself and try to figure this out because I don't think I have someone to talk to, And then there are other times when you can get that listening ear from the person in your house and that does understand what you're going through. And even if they can't, fully relate, they have some kind of response to give you, whether it may be the honest, I never went through it, or I'm not sure exactly what you're experiencing. But what I can say is, they'll say something positive like, you are doing a good job, or I would say, don't give up and keep on going. So, it's no clear-cut answer.
Whereas I think when you're single, there are times when I'm really not lonely because I have lots of things that I can do. And it's not even more of a distraction, but it's more of a lifestyle, things and goals I want to accomplish. So there's a lot of things I can do. Are there the lonely moments? Yes, they definitely come around.
When do those lonely moments come around?
I think they come around more so... It's randomly, honestly, because I can't say it's like Valentine's Day because those like are holidays and things of that nature, because now we're in a culture where you don't have to be in a relationship to celebrate that. You can have time with your girlfriends, or you can have time with your homeboys, or you can bring a huge group together. So it's not that times. It's really at random, at some moment or something that kind of has triggered something within me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel kind of lonely. And anytime I have those moments, I've been really blessed to have really good friends. I've been really blessed to have great family members, and just meeting people just randomly who not fill that void, but they're there to listen to you and give you that companionship that you might not have if you don't have a significant other. So it doesn't come off as like a basket case where it's like, oh my God, I'm lonely, the world has ended. But you do feel like, hey, you know what? I'm kind of lonely. And someone brings you back to that reality. Like, hey, you're not lonely. You just having a moment. And then you get right back into what you're doing.
And also, the beauty of the single life is you can go talk to whoever you want to talk to. Yeah, you can go hang out and do what you want to do. And you can come back in that house whenever you want. Unlike me, yeah, right. I can't really.
But then
try
yeah,
that so much.
sometimes too, as a single person, you don't always want that whole like, oh, I can date who I want to date. I can do what I want to do, because then with that, it's kind of all over the place. But then that's another conversation for another day. But I do have a quick question for you. Like, would you want to extend your family?
Hell no.
You don't want no more little kitties?
No. Don't you wish that on me? Nada. Not one, zilch, not even a pet. I got a fish in my house, and that's too much for me.
Really? So no more little ones?
No. Did you just hear me say not even a fish?
See, that's the single person in me. I'm like, really? You don't just want one more
No.
little baby to change the Pampers and to
And
smell
put on,
like...
who gonna put on the weight? Me? No. Sorry. You see this? I'm not putting on no more weight. Nope. I'm not going hitting that gym like that. No. We're not doing that game no more. And I hope my husband watching this show, because he knows not happening.
And you know, sometimes as a singleton, that's what I call us single people out there, the singletons, we're kind of like, oh my God, look at that baby. We've got baby fever. And then you got to like contain it within yourself.
No.
But I would love to extend my
No, you
family
don't.
one
Because
day.
people like me be like, here you go, boo. There you go.
And you know what?
Take
These
that
married people with their children, or just the people with children, always say that. And then they'll call you like 20 minutes. Is he okay? Is he all right? And you're like,
No,
did you
it
just have to have
depends.
him?
It depends. The first child, like if you got more than one kid, your first child, you might be like, oh, is he all right? Okay, feed him at this time. And make sure he eats this. Don't let him watch TV past a certain time. He can't watch this show. By the time he gets to your second one, he ate? All right. Okay. He crying? No? All right. By the time he gets to the third one, girl, put him in bed when you want to. And the fourth one, I could imagine. It's just, you don't know.
And she's like that seriously. Whereas me, I'm like, oh, what should I give them for breakfast? And then it's like, oh, you're going to do this. We're going to have such a great time, until the kitties are like, listen.
Oh, look at our special guest. He's coming. Could you grab him? Because I don't do animals.
Come on.
Oh, God, now Muno's going to come on
Come
top of me. Come, Muno,
Come
go.
on.
I don't know. I pet this cat.
He's like the house baby. He's like being nosy in the
I
background.
pet this cat, and like now he just taking all kind of privileges on me. You hear me?
That's because him a lover. Him love people.
He's just coming on to me. Boy, if he was a real man, Jesus Christ, he would not be playing. We would have been on the date. We would have been back at the house already or something. This cat know what he want. He all on me. Bring him over here. I'm not grabbing him though. She's gonna get him. I'm not. Muno, don't touch me.
Him the baby. Say hi to everybody. Say hi.
Muno, maybe I shouldn't touch you, because I feel like every time I touch you, you keep coming
Oh,
back.
and when you touch him, oh, he's in love. He'll give you the sexy eye too.
No, don't. All right
Say
now.
hi to everybody.
All right, don't be taking no more privileges with me. Tell my husband on you. All right.
Our quote.
All right, let's go on to our quote before you start rambling some more.
I know, they're like, wrap it up. Go ahead.
All right, so our quote of the week is coming in from... Coming in from Oprah Winfrey. Our quote is, you get in life what you have the courage to ask for. Meaning when you're in your married zone, your single zone, you always got to put yourself out there and go for things. You know, sometimes we feel like as married people, we can't really relate in our marriage. Our husband is not listening to us. So it could be vice versa for the men. Our wives don't listen, or our life partner is not there for us. Or when in fact, we didn't put it out there to get it. We didn't do what it took to get to where we needed to in that relationship. You need to sit down, find a common ground, and find a way to work it out, because that's the only way you're going to get what you need. You got to get it out. Stop storing it up inside and just let it out so you can get what you need.
And how does this relate to the single people now?
Yeah, about that. So our single people...
See, you see how they discriminate against us singletons? Go ahead. Tell us, how does this relate to single people?
Don't mess with my serious and my quote. I take my quote serious.
I
What's
do
wrong
too.
with
But
her?
I just want to
Right.
know how
so
it
for the
relates
single
to single
people,
Make sure y'all listening, because I'm listening too. Go ahead.
you...
Go ahead, my girl. Tell
I
us
don't
how
know.
it does.
But I don't have nothing for you.
You see what I'm talking about, singletons? Don't worry, I got y'all. Don't mind her. I got y'all. This coat relates to us some way, somehow. I don't know, but have fun with if you're married or if you're single. I got y'all singletons.
Bye.
Enjoy. See you next week.